Welcome to What the Fuck Wednesday. That is, she did as she promised, and she got me the column on time. So she even reduced the numbers, only 26 today, because I kicked up a big fuss about them 30 questions. That was just too much. It was too much. That pushed me to the edge of my already shaky sanity. So we got 26 versus 30 this week. This advice show takes questions that have already been submitted. So if you thought you were going to come here and get your question answered, this is not that show. We do those, but this isn't that show. These are quick people already submitted theirs. I'll put up the information for how you can submit your question. But basically, you're going to look in the show description down below and click the link that says get free advice. And then you can send in your question, and Candace will decide if it goes in this week, next week, or ever. I don't do it. I just read the questions and give an answer. What's up, everybody? I see all my favorite folks up in here. And I see some people really be willing to walk away. Well, yeah, that is a part of it. In a lot of instances, that is the answer. But sometimes, it's not that simple. But let's get started since we have 26 questions today. So you guys please remember, so as people start trickling in, you can, let them know how many questions we have. This young lady is, we got a female in the 35 to 42 age group from Houston, Texas. You know how it is with texting. My issue is that I want him to text me back within an acceptable time frame without seeming like I'm desperate or annoying after meeting. I met this awesome dude a month ago. We really hit it off. We've got great chemistry, and he flat out said that he hates texting. He prefers calling. Fine by me. However, it takes him a minimum of 3 days to get back to me. Everyone busy with their lives. I get it, but this is too much. I roll my eyes when he finally gets back to me because really, dude, my pettiness comes out and I want to ignore him back, but that's not the adult way. I like to bring it up at least passive aggressive way and request that he's not flaky when I message or call. How can I frame this without coming across as clingy or intense? This is how you frame it. You don't text and you don't call. Now, see how simple that is? You don't understand. I mean, I had to do this even with the man that I later married. Knowing this man is madly in love and just had all these plans for us, that's not the issue. The issue is men have a one-track mind. Okay, so let's just say he really did like you, but still he's gonna call you when he's thinking about you and wants to talk to you and has the time to talk to you. Now you guys just met, right? Because you say you met him a month ago, so he's not your man. He's not your boyfriend. So you having all these expectations and making all these demands on how he better call you, and this is an unacceptable length of time, and this and that. You sound crazy. You sound just like you said you don't want to, clingy and needy. You should be filling your dance card with two, three, four other dudes. So if he calls, you'll be happy to hear from him. But he ain't the only dancer on the dance floor. That's what you're trying to do, and you put way too much on somebody that you just met a month ago. He's not your man. Okay, get that through your head. Understand what time it is, and stop having all these unrealistic and totally inappropriate expectations of somebody that's not your man. You just barely met the dude. You can't even say that you're in the talking to stage because he barely talks to you. But I'm just saying, even when they do love you, even when they do want, every time when you text and call them, it's not going to be a good time. I learned that the hard way when he was talking to people in the background or mumbling something because he was concentrating on what he was doing. And I realized, I shouldn't do this. So I just wait until he calls me. I wait until he texts me, and that worked out fine. Because then he was 100% there. He was ready. He had put away all his toys, all his boys, and all his work. And he willing to concentrate on talking to me and find out what's going on with me. And that's how you want it, right? You want that kind of attention. You want his attention focused on you. The only way to do that is to not be chasing him around. Let him get back to you. Give him some space and time to miss you. Okay? Sit your butt down. Stop calling and stop texting. Never chase a man. Now, if you just don't dare take nothing else away from this channel, do that one. You never help a man and you never chase a man. Okay, those are my two My two rules. Yeah, we don't know what acceptable communication is because that's going to vary from person to person. And, evidently some people like a lot of that kind of content. They text each other all day long, back and forth about nothing. And then they want to call, hi, what you doing? I'm breathing on the phone. I'm doing the same thing I was doing when you called 2 hours ago. You know, I personally don't like that, but I know a lot of women do. So she's evidently that type from Houston, Texas. Okay, question number 2. This is a male in the 18 to 21 age group from Berlin Heights, Ohio. Oh, never heard of it. Is there anything wrong with being too old school when it comes to dating? There's this girl I'm really interested in. The funny thing is, I've been friends with her for around 6 months, but I never really had any intention to court her until recently. Court, and you only 18 to 21? Dang. You was raised different. Um, I have no idea what happened. I just started caring for her more and being extremely excited to see her. I can't pinpoint when, what, or how it happened. As Mr. Darcy said in Pride and Prejudice, I was in the middle before I knew that I had begun. I remember that line. Anyway, I would really like to ask her out for dinner. Here's the thing about me, though. I'm extremely old school. As someone whose main hobby is reading romance novels, specifically Bridgerton and Jane Austen works, my dating style is definitely more old fashioned than most. I say, you read Bridgerton? I, I don't even know, where did you come from? Something happened. You was born in the wrong era. I would always pick my date up from her house, pay for the bill, and take her back home after. I might even show up with flowers on the first date. That's exactly what gentlemen did back in the Regency era when they would call on a young lady that they were courting. I would also always open doors for my date and pull a chair out for them. This is how I was raised, and I simply can't switch to a more modern dating style right away. If I'm being honest, my style of courtship would definitely be the norm during the days of my grandparents and even all the way back to the Regency era. Okay, when is the Regency era? Is there anything wrong with this, or can I just keep on doing what I'm doing? For your information, I may be old school, but I'm not that old. I'm only in my third year of college. Yeah, I figured in the 18 to 21 age would be probably 21. I'm going to say this. There's absolutely nothing wrong with your way of dating. Just make sure that you properly vet the young ladies that you give all this royalty, Regency era stuff to. Everybody, because the girl, unless she was raised similar to you, is not gonna know what to do with that. These young girls are just, I mean, some of them drive and pick up the dudes. They want to go half on everything. I mean, it's a different mentality. So they're not gonna really necessarily know what to do with you. You're gonna be such an anomaly. You're the kind of dude that I like. I mean, I like a dude that knows how to be a man, how to treat a lady well. That's you right in there. I give you 2 thumbs up, but I'm holding my paper right now. But I'm just warning you that you're gonna run into some that's not gonna understand. They're not gonna get it, and they're gonna think that something's wrong with you. So brace yourself. But I'm of the mind, like I said, there's plenty of young ladies who were raised in homes where they were taught exactly the same thing as you. Their brothers were raised just like you, and so they would be receptive to it, and their parents would be very appreciative and highly respectful of your parents for raising you well. So just keep doing what you're doing. I really like it, and I wish, this guy here in Oakland used to have these classes that would teach young men how to be gentlemen. He's probably deceased because that was in the 90s and the 90s, and he was old then. But he would teach young men how to dress, how to tie a tie. I'm talking like teenagers and early 20s, how to tie a tie, how to coordinate clothes, how to dress, for a date, dress for to go see your parents, go different occasions, teach them how to dress. He taught them table manners and how to make introductions, just basic etiquette stuff that these young kids from the hood were not learning. But a lot of them were smart, so they're going to get college degrees and getting scholarships and stuff. But they're bringing that hood with them to an environment where they're going to be required to be in different social circles. That's when you start developing your contacts for your future career in college. So these kids were just totally out of place. So he was teaching them, this is what you do and how you do it. And I thought it was great. It was fabulous. Somebody need to start that back up. Okay, so let's move on to question number 3. We got 26 questions today. If you came in late, 26, down from 30. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, female, 28 to 34 from Tallahassee, Florida. The guy I hired to work on my bathroom is a friend of a friend and has made a lot of lewd comments and sometimes behaved physically inappropriately. I wasn't comfortable with it, but for some reason I felt compelled to tolerate it. Yes, I know that was dumb. Sometimes it felt like he was testing the waters for someone to cheat on his wife with, but he was joking. In quotes, he put joking. Eventually, he accepted how much I disliked it and stopped doing that. And when he's acting normal, he's great to be around. So I hope that that was the end of it. I hired him in part because he's cheap, but also to help his family out financially. Then I found out what he tried to do while I was away on a trip. My roommate told me some pretty shocking things, not just gross comments, but at the one point actually touching her and trying to get her to remove her clothing and to touch him. All of this happened on my way home. It also turned out, I'm sorry, in my home. It also turned out that he often acted that way towards the friend if when I met him, though, while working on her house too. And she didn't tell you? She didn't tell you that? You should, that ain't your friend. All of this when he's alone with one of us. Some of this behavior wasn't just inappropriate or uncomfortable. It gleefully skipped over that boundary and he headed deep into the sexual harassment arena and took a direction towards assault. If he went any further, I would be freaking talking to the police right now. This is really bad and I just can't fire the guy and wash my hands of the situation. He mentioned multiple times that he behaves this way because his wife's drive is lower than his, and from talking to our other friend, it seems she's picking up on something being wrong but doesn't know the details. Obviously, that is a load of BS, and there is no excuse for his action. She needs to know what her husband is doing, and if we stay quiet, he certainly won't stop. There's no way it's just the three of us he's acted disgustingly towards. I know a few ways to get a hold of her without him. However, this guy knows where we all live, though he has no keys or anything. How do I handle this safely? I don't see any way to anonymously tattle on him. It'll be obvious who it's from. None of us want to get the police involved since it's not quite that bad, but we aren't sure how he will react. How do I protect myself? You either get a dog or you get a man. When he's going to be at your house doing whatever this work is you do, I don't care if you have to pay the dude. You have a man there, so he's got somebody to, like, to run interference until he finishes the job, and then after that, you can tell his wife. What you don't want to do is have him in a situation where he hasn't finished the work and leaves you sky high dry, and or where he still has an excuse to come to your house and up the thing to harass you some more. You want him done, finished. Then if he has like a thing on Etsy or anything like that, I mean not Etsy, what's that the place where you rate people's thing? Then go in there and tell it all and talk about it. And in the future, tell your friend who knew what this was about and didn't tell you and had you in the same situation, cuss her ass out. This was some bullshit. Is she just gonna let just keep it all a secret and let you innocently go and put yourself in the same situation? That's no friend. And she needs to get her ass cut smooth out. She should have told you. She should have told you. And that's what you need to tell her. You know what I mean? Oh, Yelp, thank you. Yeah. If he has a Yelp page, I would just be like, this motherfucker, he nasty man. I would do like that. Or you could tell his wife, I mean, whatever, but don't do anything until get you a man there, like I said, till he finishes the job. Then, but don't do any tattletelling of anything until he's finished the work. Then you sing like a canary. Tell his wife too how you can't recommend him anymore because blah blah blah. Question number 4, female, 50 to 56. She's black, a Libra from New Orleans. The male in question is in the 57 to 65 age group, also African American. How do you handle a narcissistic significant other who is also severely, highly sensitive to religion? In his opinion, nobody compares to him because he says that he is the only real one left. He looks at people like he's too good to be around them because they are all sinners. He doesn't want me to go to the church because he said all the preachers are liars. He only watches shows about preachers cheating on their wives, K-ing their wives, or on the down low. Oh my God. He has it in for preachers, doesn't he? He also talk about cheating all day, every day. There's no room for any other conversation. He set traps around the outside and the inside of the house to see if a man has been there. He even leaves his job to sneak up on me to see what I'm doing. I catch him peeping and walking up on me. He wants me to bathe, eat, and sleep when he does, even though our work schedules differ. He doesn't even want me to go see my dad, who I used to see at least 8 times a week. That's too much. Now I see him about once every 2 weeks. I can't curl my hair or talk about the male species, man or beast. It's too much. I told him he need help because he is going crazy. Please help me. What you think I'm gonna do? You say significant other, so that don't sound like you married to him, because you would have said husband. So if that's the hot mess that you got yourself into, don't you know how to pack your stuff and leave? What you doing there, taking this ridiculousness? Surely you can't think that this old critter is the best thing that you could get. He's old and he's stupid. There's nothing worse than a stupid old man. It would be talking about somebody cheating. You know what? Somebody should cheat. That would be your best bet. Honey, that hefty bags need to be loaded up and just be out. Boop. Because this is just ridiculous. The list of things is, I agree with him about the preachers now. I'm on his team on that because, I'm not a fan of preachers or churches. So on that issue, he and I are in agreement. However, when you let somebody isolate you from your family, when he started with that, you should have cussed him out and told him, you don't tell me what to do. That's my only living parent or whatever. I'm going to go see him. And you don't like it, then there's the door. You can get the F out. That's what you could do. You don't run me. I have a daddy and it ain't you. That's what you were supposed to tell him, to put him in check. But you let him, you gave him power by doing what he told you to do. So this is your fault. All you had to say was no. All you had to say is get the fuck out of here. All you had to say is you dreaming and tripping and you sound stupid right now. Stuff like that. But you didn't. You just did what he wanted you to do like a little baby. And so now he's thinking he's running everything, running up on you and all this kind of stuff. I would turn around and drop kick that motherfucker in his testicles. Like, don't be running up on me. I thought you was a bandit or what they call it, a purse snatcher or something. And so that was his reflex. Sorry, as he's laying there on the ground in pain. I'm like, well, you shouldn't have ran up on me. That's your fault. Stuff like that. But you want me to help you. I can't help you. You have to help yourself. You have to decide that you've had enough, and then you pack your stuff and then you leave. He goes to work every day, leave when he's at work. I don't know what to tell you. But you don't have no money? Was you one of those dumb women that just sit there and just let the man take care of you and you don't have nothing of your own? Please tell me that that's not the case. So in case he has you like a bird in a cage, there's nothing you could do because you don't have no money. He don't want you to go nowhere and you keep acquiescing to his demands. I don't know what to tell you, girlfriend. I'm telling you. Diana said kick them dentures. You stupid. Yeah, but no. Mm-mm. I don't even let dudes ask me who was on my phone. Okay, so this right here wasn't a fluke at all. Who was you talking to? Your daddy. Setting up a date with him. Is that good? Do you like that? Want me to add your brother to the mix too? Don't be asking me who's on my phone. So if they ask me stupid questions, I'm gonna give you a crazy answer. Just real stupid and hurt your feelings. So let's move on. Question number 5. This is a male, 28 to 35 from London. We are in a relationship from 2 years, and recently her behavior, I love how they spell it like that, her behavior is changing towards me. I have noticed that she has started blaming me for everything that goes wrong with her. She failed an exam, blamed it on me that I was taking up her time. I was literally only talking for 10 minutes a day. The rest of the time she was studying. Once I asked her to change her hairstyle, and she tried some new product that damaged her hair so much that it started breaking. She still blamed it on me. I bought a dress for her as a surprise gift on her birthday. She didn't like it. Now she blames me for ruining her birthday. What should I do? If I talk back, it always escalates to arguments. I can't even ignore it because I feel so bad every time she blames me for something that I didn't do. Like I brought that dress with a quarter of a month's salary and then have to listen that it ruined her birthday. I don't feel respected or cared for anymore. What should I do? I don't want to break my relationship. What relationship? It's not no relationship. This is a torture session. Okay, you have to ask yourself. Let me just do it this way. With all of this going on and you feeling bad, and trying to make you feel bad at every opportunity, what are you getting out of this relationship? What is making you feel good and making you want to stay in it? Ask yourself that. And then if you need to, make a list on a piece of paper of all the ways she hurts you, demeans you, degrades you, puts you down and makes you feel bad. And then the benefits of being in this relationship with her versus anybody else. What are you getting from her that you feel like you can't get nowhere else? Make your list of paper, then look at it. And I think that's will be your answer right there. Because again, when people write to me and they say they don't want to do the thing that is the most reasonable solution to the problem, which is ending it with this individual who obviously doesn't respect you, because when you respect and love a man, you don't talk to him like that. But you want to hang on anyway. It's like the situation with the women, but it's reversed. So, sir, since this is what you want to do, then you just keep doing it. Keep doing it until you finally reach the point of no return, and then you let this go. Question number 6, female, 28 to 34. She's black, a Virgo from London in the UK. Oh, okay. Another London letter. I used to have a lot of female friends when I was younger, but over time our friendships have ended. Some of them stopped talking to me, and in some cases, I was the one that stopped talking to them. Oh, that happens. While I'm happy with the number of friends I have now, I'd love to have more female friends. The main reason why I've lost friends is because of two reasons. One, many of them were pick-me's that were always going on about some stupid guy, and two, many of them were jealous of and competitive with me. A lot of that behavior tied into their pick-me behavior in which they felt like I appealed more to men, which they disliked me for. I got tired of being around insecure, competitive women that always wanted to talk about dating. My question is, how can I become friends with high value women? Where can I meet such women? Unlike most women who crave having a man in their lives, I've always wanted a small group of female friends that I can rely on, laugh with, and go places and go through life with. I'm working on being the best version of myself and want to have friends who are doing the same. Your advice is very much appreciated, Auntie Deb. Thank you. I don't know. Why people always asking me where to meet people? That's not what a relationship advice columnist does. I am not Miss Cleo. I don't know what is in London where you could go to meet people. I mean, it would make sense. I mean, are you in a sorority? Did you go to college? They have post grad chapters usually. You could try something like that if you went to college. You don't say. I'm not a joiner of a group, so that wouldn't appeal to me. But I mean, there you go. That's where you meet a lot of educated women with a like mind. Other than that, you go by where your interests are. I don't know. Are you in any clubs and stuff like that? I don't know. I don't know what's in London. I just It's outside of my field of expertise. But those are some general ideas. You go where the people are that you want to meet. Where do they go? Think about it. What kind of hobbies and interests do they have? What educational level do they have? What kind of entertainment do they like? You decide that, and then you show up in them places and try to make friends. But yeah, you know what? I got to tell kindness. Anybody else write and ask me anymore, where can I meet this person or that person from? I'm gonna say, don't put those letters in the column because I don't freaking know. I don't know. I'm not psychic. I don't know where you gonna meet somebody. Oh shit! If I knew all of that shit, I would package in a salad and I'd be a bazillionaire. Question number 7, female, 22 to 27, Burbank, California. My friend told me, quote, I can't picture you dating anyone, end quote, and I'm not sure how to take it or to feel about it. I was told this by a friend. I suspect it might have to do with jealousy. As she made it clear, she feels this way towards her other friends, and she said this to me in front of a guy that she likes, which I don't care about. But now the statement is really bothering me and making me wonder if everyone thinks this about me. What should I do? You should get over it. You know, The thing is, she said, I can't picture you dating anyone. That was your perfect opportunity to say, why not? Right? She's the one who said it. So why would you not? Why you write me instead of asking her, the one who said it? You were supposed to do it right then on the spot and ask her. So you could clown her in front of this dude that she likes. Because that's what she was trying to do. Try to make it seem like she's better than you. That was her little move. I can't imagine anyone dating you. It's like, look, bitch, like you lucky that dude is sniffing around you right now. Your ass ain't been the luck queen in this department either. So don't be getting all high and mighty just because you got somebody standing next to you think is gonna be all with you and stuff. Don't get it twisted. Here today, gone tomorrow. And he sees you acting like a little bitch like this, I would suspect that he would be feeling like some kind of way about it, and it would be good. So she would have, she just need to get ripped real quick. We saying that little bitchy ass shit and you just let her get away with it. You never let bitch shit just stand there. You always rip back. And you supposed to go for the jugular. She gonna be saying some little bitchy shit like that. You supposed to tear her a new ass right on the spot. That's what you're supposed to do. So in the future, understand that this friend is not a friend. She's a little bitch. And then number two, you better get your mind right. So when women start lobbing this kind of stuff at you, because you're young, you're 22 to 27, so you don't probably have that much experience with bitch shit yet. But you better get some, and you better understand what time it is, and you better respond accordingly when they get jiggy. Okay? You don't let them just talk to you crazy like that. I mean, yeah, she's a raggedy ass heifer trying to show out in front of her little bald headed man she got. She said she likes him, but that don't mean he likes her back, and I would have had to tell her that too. So you over there being all hopeful and shit. My God. Question number 8. Female, 20 to 34 from San Jose, California. I'm just after some advice. I've been with my partner for 6.5 years. Ooh, that's a long time for to be 28 to 34. I told him very early on how much marriage means to me, starting a family and how I wanted it all in my 20s. He said he wanted the same, and we continued dating to see if it went anywhere. Skip to 3 years in, and marriage got brought up again with him telling me not to worry. It was planned and indicated it would be in the next couple of years. Okay, you already did 3 years. What you mean, couple? For our 5th anniversary, we went away on a beautiful getaway, and I really thought it might happen. It didn't. Now, 6.5 years into our relationship, all I see is an engagement post every time I open my phone. Here's the real kicker. I know I shouldn't feel like this, but I've tried everything in my power to not. Every time I see another person's engagement, I feel my heart break just a little. Each time until I broke down on my own in our house and made the decision that regardless, I will stay with him. I do think he will propose at some point, but my heart hurts a little too much now, and I'm not excited for an engagement or a marriage with him. For example, today we were in a jewelry store shopping for a present for someone, and he stopped at the engagement rings as we have done in the past. And he said he really likes this one ring. My heart already sunk when he stopped there, and all I could manage to say was, that's fair enough, without crying. I love him entirely, and I want to stay with him. But I think if he gets down on one knee, I will have to say no because it will bring up so much pain and heartache that I've been built up over the years. I know this sounds unreasonable and dramatic, but it's how I feel. I have not spoken to anybody about this because I feel like what I am feeling is so strange and nobody will understand. Do you think I should speak to him about this? If so, how do I do it without him thinking I'm just trying to pressure him, which I have never ever done? Is this completely irrational? Is there anything I can do to shake the feeling or to get excited about it all again? No, what you should have done when you went on that 5 year anniversary trip and he didn't propose, you should have came back and packed your stuff in your hefty bag and walked. But you didn't. You stayed another year and a half, and now you're talking about I'm gonna stay with him. You know why you're not getting proposed to? Because you're being dumb. You're being dumb. You are staying there. You living with him. You screwing him. You cleaning the house, decorating. You're doing everything a wife would do, but you're not a wife. And so then you'd be mad because you're not one. Well, you did that to yourself. You played yourself. Any man who wants to marry you is going to do it way before any 3 years goes by. Definitely before 5, and most assuredly before 6.5. He doesn't. He's enjoying the benefits of you being there. Your convenience. You're in a relationship of convenience. So he's not going to get no more from you if he marries you than he's already getting. Do you understand the dynamics here? That's why it's stupid for women to move in with men if you want to get married. Now, if you don't want to get married, you don't care. It's a convenience. You like your independence. You just like having somebody, for companionship or whatever. Then you can do that. But if you have it in your mind that you want to be a wife, you want to have a family and all that stuff, you should never move in with a man. Never, ever. And I know there's gonna be a lot of people disagree with it. Well, but we did it and we got married and this and that. Okay, good. What you want, a fucking cookie? I'm saying the odds are not with you. Think about how many relationships where the couple live together, move in together, and move right back out. I mean, this probably shouldn't have happened anyway, but it's still, you moved in with an expectation that was not going to be met, and that's what's happened 6.5 years, and then you let him toy with you like that. He looking at engagement ring, talking about I like this one. Say, what the fuck you like it for? You're not gonna sound like you gonna get married anytime soon. And then he would have been like, what are you saying? It's like, who do you think want to marry you? You tripping. You got to flip some scripts on this fool. Oh my God, these dudes just irritate the hell out of me. Yeah, 5-year anniversary of sleeping with the same dude. That's exactly what I tell you a boyfriend is. Look on my videos like boyfriends are a waste of time. That's the title of the video. And I stand by that. Either you have a husband or you just dating around with different dudes. But nailing yourself down to one man and you ain't married, you're not even engaged, you just kicking it with him. What are you doing that for? You're giving him privileges that he doesn't deserve. Stop having fucking boyfriends. These motherfuckers. They want to just nail you down and keep you off the market and not make no moves. And you, for 6.5 years, let him do that. During your prime youth, you wasting it on this clown. Get your shit and get the fuck out of this man's house. Break up with him and move on. He's just playing you and you letting him do it. This is just terrible. Almost a decade of your life wasted on this clown. And you never gonna get what you want. Because now you went to the other side where you feel so much resentment. You don't want him to propose. So even if he did, it wouldn't be because he really wanted to. It'd just be because you pressured him. That's why I say this relationship is over. It's over. Just end it. Move on. You probably be married next year when you meet somebody else and want to get married right away because when a dude wants you, he wants you like now. He's not gonna be waiting around for no 4, 5, 10 years. He's gonna seal that deal within a year or two at the most, especially at your age. Question number 9. This is a male in the 18 to 21 age group from Denver, Colorado. I need suggestions about what I should get a girl that I've been seeing recently, but we're still not officially dating though. I'm 19 and the young lady I'm asking about is 18. We met on Tinder. We've had 3 dates and it's going absolutely fantastic. But this is my issue. She has a birthday about a week from now and I don't really know what to get her. She's already said she really likes me, so I think she'll love me getting her something, but I feel like spending a lot of money could be awkward for her because of the short time that we've been seeing each other, 2 weeks. Do you and the squad have any suggestions for someone in my situation? Ladies, I'm passing that baton to you. Do you have suggestions for this 19-year-old that he should get for an 18-year-old that he's been dating for 2 weeks and they've been on 3 dates? That's a pretty good pace. So they must like each other. What would you recommend? I would think if she likes chocolate, go get her some nice chocolates. They have some that's, expensive and tasty, fancy chocolates, like from French chocolates or some Swiss chocolates and those kind of things. Like imported, not like the chocolate they use on Hershey bars or Snickers bars. But I mean, some really good stuff, Belgian chocolates, those kind of things, if she likes chocolate. Flowers are always good and a safe bet. Do you know what kind of flowers she likes? Clothing and jewelry, too soon. Too soon for that. Too intimate. But look in the chat and see what they have, what suggestions they have. And then, just kind of pick one. It'll be, these are women who tell you what they would like at that age and at that stage of a relationship development. So I'm sure you'll get some good suggestions that you can use. Question number 10. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's from Shreveport, Louisiana. I've been dating this guy for a couple of months now, and recently he has been making jokes that he loves me, but he laughs shortly afterwards and says that he's just joking. He has been doing it for the past couple of weeks now, every now and again. And when I ask, well, do you? His response is, no, not yet. Why do you think he is making these jokes if he doesn't mean it? Because he's stupid. Is this a trick question? He's a dummy. And you, 22 to 27. Okay, so he's not like he's a teenager. You know what I would do if I were you? I would say, look, you too fucking old to be playing these little silly adolescent games. Say what you mean and mean what you say. If that's something that you can't do, then we need to end this shit because I'm not going to be the one that's going to be yanked around like a yo-yo. Okay, you doing too much. And it makes it sound like you're immature and stupid. And one thing I can't do is respect a man who acts immature and stupid. So what do you feel? Motherfucker, what? What? And then he's gonna tell you, or he's gonna be all offended. In which case, you can pick up your purse and do what you do, and then get out. But a man who's gonna see, this is my thing. When you start talking about someone's feelings, it's very serious. Okay, because if he says, "Well, I love you," and you say it back, and you really mean it, and then he pulls up with this, "Oh, I was just joking." What are you supposed to do with that? So that's why when men play these kind of little silly games, I don't participate in this kind of stuff. You can't even be real about what you really feel with me. The odds of you being real about anything else is not good. And I don't invest in any kind of situation where it feels shaky and tenable. I need a firm and solid foundation upon which to build a relationship with you. And right now, this is like quicksand. Okay. So you need to check a homeboy. Yeah, this generation, something wrong with them. And you think that shit is funny? Oh, I played the lottery and I won $1 million. I was going to give you half of it. What do you think? And you'd be like, oh, yeah, yeah. So you say, oh, I was just joking. Hmm. See how he likes that. Or some, whatever he like, you know what I mean? Play that shit back on him and let him feel that sting. Question number 11, female 45 to 52. She's white, a Libra from Topeka, Kansas. I don't need romantic relationship advice, but friend relationship advice. I need to know what you suggest as the best way to ask my friends, they're all genders and ages, to buy their own tickets to events without sounding rude, selfish, and distrusting. I don't have a lot of money, but I do love to go to concerts and comedy shows every once in a while. But in the past, when I brought it up to my friends, they would ask me to buy their tickets for them and then they will reimburse me. I have been screwed over so many times and left with a useless ticket by a friend who canceled on me at the last minute or, quote, forgot to pay me back. One even claimed that she had already paid me back but didn't, and that I vowed that I would never buy another ticket for anyone else again. The last show I went to, I lied to one of my friends when she asked if I would buy hers, and she paid me back. This friend has already screwed me over 3 times. So I claimed that one of my kids bought my ticket for me. I didn't want to keep lying, but I also don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But at the same time, I need to protect my bank account for paying for things that either don't get used or I don't get reimbursed for. I'd be okay buying a ticket for you without expecting reimbursement if you tell me that you don't have any money. But when you claim you will pay me back, then pay me back. And don't think that canceling on me for the ticket you begged me to pay for you in advance means that you don't have to pay me for the unused ticket. What is a mature way to request that they pay me for their own ticket without sounding like a jerk who's a little bitter about being screwed over too many times? Don't you have Cash App, Venmo? Where are you again? Yeah, Topeka, Kansas. Don't you guys have Cash App and Venmo? PayPal, something. Tell them to send you the money, and then when you go to buy your ticket, you will use that money to get theirs. That's a simple solution. If they don't do it, because they still don't have to meet up with you to give you the money, they can do it electronically. If they don't send it, then you don't buy it. You tell them the day and the time that you're going to get your ticket, and say you need to have the money to me by before then, and then I'll pick up yours when I pick up mine. Other than that, you're not going unless you get it yourself. That's all you have to say. You don't have to go into the history of when you were stupid and let somebody burn you 3 times. What's wrong with you? You should be embarrassed to say that. That should happen once. I had a friend that did that shit to me one time. I'm on my way to pick her up, and she did that. Buy my ticket for me thing, and I'll give you the money. I'm on my way, and she gonna call me talking about, oh, I don't feel like it. I'm like, okay. I waited till I got to the thing. It was sold out, and I sold the other ticket. to this guy who wanted to hear it, and he was, by himself, and I was by myself, so we sat together. But yeah, that should have never happened 3 times. And so after that, like she wanted to go someplace and something, I'm like, you get your ticket and I'll get mine. Or she get both of our tickets and then I give her my money. But I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that for anybody anymore. One time. Once is all you get. So you let her burn you 3 times. I don't know what you was smoking. You was tripping. Big time. So just do that. Say, I don't mind you picking up your ticket or getting your ticket on my card or whatever you're going to do, but you need to cash app or Venmo me the money first, and then I'll do it. And if they don't do it, then you don't buy a ticket. The end. Problem solved. Good? Got it? Zelle, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. I mean, there's all PayPal charges a fee, though. You probably don't want to use them. But, those little services where people just transfer you money to pay for something for them. It's very simple. Question number 12, female, 22 to 27. She's a Latina from an Aquarius from Dallas, Texas. The female in question that she's writing about is in the 28 to 34 age group, and she's Guyanese Indian. Oh, that's specific. I made a new friend, quote, I don't know how to pronounce it. Hinal, I guess that's going to be, who is Indian, a month ago. Recently, I have developed a crush on one of her guy friends, Andy, who is black. To clarify, I date all races. So when we originally met, he was dating a sweet girl named Lacey, who is Spanish. Okay, so we got you, unknown name, Hinal, your Indian friend, Andy, the black guy that you have a crush on, and then Andy was dating somebody named Lacey. So this is the cast of characters of this drama. Okay, he was dating Lacey until her visa expired 3 weeks ago. I asked Hanal, that's the friend, whether or not she thinks they are doing long distance. They are not. Hanal said Andy is an F boy and Lacey was also an F girl. Oh, interesting. Hanal then loudly that told me and a few friends that Lacey, quote, only likes black guys with big D and implied she had a history with them. Are you sure your new friend is somebody you should keep? She sound messy. This was about 2 weeks ago, and she has awkwardly mentioned this exact thing several times to me and to others. Yeah, see, messy. The other day, she mentioned she has never seen Andy with another girl other than Lacey, so I don't know why she called him an F boy. Later, I mentioned to her now that I like him, but he's not my usual type. She said, well, I would never date a black guy because I like lighter skin. And I said, I have dated black guys, so it has nothing to do with his race. And she asked, well, is that true what they say? When I dated black guys before, I got a lot of racism and over sexualization of my relationship, so I was very triggered. Hanging out with her friend group has been the most fun I've had in my whole life. Usually, when people say things like this, I just ghost them. I'm very upfront, but I find race issues like this to be out of my league. What savagery would you say to Hanal to get her to understand how gross this is? But this is your new friend, and so you seem to like hanging out with her friend. The thing to do is when people make these kind of statements, you have to ask questions. I mean, you're writing to ask me questions, but you didn't ask her anything. When she's saying this stuff, why did you just let her say it and you just look at her? You're supposed to say, well, no, why are you saying that? What are you basing that on? Why would you call him names like that? That you turn around and say that you know that he's only dated one person, but yet you label him an F boy. Why would you do that? And this would be best done in front of the friends that she's saying all this stuff to. I told you she was messy. I could just get the messy vibe that from the beginning of the letter that she was messy. You need to be careful with her because this kind of bitch here is the kind that will get, if she feels any kind of inkling of competition or jealousy with you, she's going to start doing a character assassination on you next. So be very careful what you tell her and how much you let her into your life. Keep it very superficial. You hang out, you have fun, you don't tell her nothing about your family, you don't tell her nothing about your job, nothing about your money, your credit, your debts, who you date, nothing. Keep it just simple and on the surface. Yeah, girl, that was fun, huh? That kind of lightweight stuff. She's messy. This chick, and then to just be like shooting people down for no reason. If dude was like doing the right thing, he was only with his one girl. Why is she gonna call him an F boy? That's so messed up. So you need to start asking questions like that to get to the bottom of it and say, because it sounds when you make comments like that, it makes you seem like you're racist. Is that what's going on here? You say you would never date a black guy and you want to call him an F boy just because he had one girlfriend? That sounds racist to me. Stuff like that. You need to talk to her direct and be direct. Okay, you may decide that she's too messy and you don't want to be friends with her, which I'm thinking is probably going to be the path to go. Yeah, she just sounds messy. But see, she said that um, that she's she enjoys being around her friends. It's the most fun she's ever had. So, she has it. But, I would never date a black guy because I like lighter skin. That's like racism. What does that have to do with anything? There's some black people that's so light they look white. I have some of them in my family. One of my cousins, and this and that, she has naturally blonde hair and blue eyes from her daddy. But you can't tell her she's not a black woman. She'll cut you. It's ghetto and just hood as you want to be with her blonde hair and blue eyes. But yeah, this chick, I don't know about this chick. I'm just not feeling her at all. Not feeling her. Just be on the lookout. Like I said, don't tell her stuff. Be very careful about what she knows about you because you're going to be next on her chopping block. Question number 13, male, 22 to 27. He's white from Vancouver, British Columbia. First, I want to make it clear that I'm not saying all women do this, but I know some women who do this. Their partner, their husband or boyfriend, say will do some household chore, and instead of positive recognition, the lady finds fault with how it was done. He does the dishes. Well, he didn't use enough dishwashing liquid. Did dishes, but he also didn't dry and put away dishes. Swept the floor, but he missed these spaces. Mopped the floor, but he didn't do it right. Vacuumed the rug, but he didn't do it right. Dusting furniture and shelves, but you missed this or you didn't do it the way I do it. With all this negative feedback, is it any wonder that the boyfriend or husband stops trying? Is this something you learned from how your mom related to your dad? Have you ever considered positive feedback first and then asking politely for them to do it differently next time? Have you ever considered being thankful he made the effort to help out? Fuck you. Let me just put it that way, real blunt. You are not helping when it's a house where your naggedy ass lives too. You doing some of the work in the house where you live. Okay? You don't need a round of applause and a parade and shit for washing them dishes. And you know what happens if you don't wash dishes and you don't use enough soap? The dishes have a greasy film on them, which means there's still bacteria on them, which is nasty. So she's gonna have to rewash them. That's what that means. That's why she said you didn't use enough soap. So you would understand that. And the main thing is if you don't know how to do fucking household chores and you're an adult male, what were you doing your whole life? Where was your parents teaching you how to do this stuff? That's a parent's job. You should not be an adult where your wife or girlfriend has to come after you and correct you doing your household chores. You ought to fucking know how to do them by yourself. Your ass is not 10 years old just learning how to wash dishes, vacuum a floor, and sweep, mop. You should know how to do all of those things because you're an adult. Nobody should have to give you a round of applause like your ass is Hercules, Hercules. Oh my God. This dude, I understand what you mean. You want to get some kudos because you did something. Fuck it. Okay? You should be doing that without expecting any goddamn thing, just like women do. Does she get positive recognition when she washes the dishes or sweeps? The answer to that question is no. Cleaning the pissy bathroom that you then peed all on the back wall and shit? Because y'all can't control what you do for some reason. It goes everywhere. Does she get a round of applause for that? With grocery shopping and cooking meals, does she get a round of applause for that? Okay, when she sweeps them off, does she get positive recognition for that? See, you want something like your ass is 12 years old. It's not gonna happen. You're an adult male. Do it right, and don't be expecting no kind of reward for it. Oh, trifling 2-bit piece of shit. All right, me wasting my time with this shit. You're not helping out. Okay, get it through your thick skull. You live there. Some of the shit needs to be done. Get off your widening ass and do it without somebody having to tell you, nag you like they're your goddamn mama. Oh, these dudes, my God. This kind of shit pisses me off. It pisses me off. It just makes me mad. These are adults and talking about, oh, I need to somebody to pat me up and kudo me and applaud me because I washed the dishes. The negacity, That's what I call it. It's negacity. You know why? Niggas. Negacity. My God. Okay, let's move on to something that will hopefully not make me pissed off. Question number 14, female, 22 to 27. She's a Latina from Phoenix, Arizona. I need to know how I go about cutting off a much older guy that I work with, cutting him off. He's getting so annoying and kind of weirding me out. I agreed to go to the gym on lunch breaks with him over the summer because he was saying that he was just going to join for like 2 or 3 months because his daughter was working there for the summer, and I figured I could save on gas for a couple of months and it would be no big deal. Oh, honey, yes. Saving on gas, you going to the same place anyway? But that's when gas was like almost $6 a gallon. Now he's decided to keep his membership and won't leave me alone when we're at work, and even texts me occasionally when I'm not at work. At work, he keeps poking me and stuff, and then asks if that hurt, throwing paper clips down my shirt and shouting and shooting rubber bands at me from across the hall. What is he, 5? It's annoying now, but it's going to get worse in a few months because I have gotten a promotion that's going to make it so I have to move into the cubicle behind his. When I first got it, he wasn't this bad, so I figured I could deal with it for a while until another job comes along in a better department, but now I'm not so sure. Going to the gym on break used to be what made work bearable for me, so I really don't want to stop going completely, but I think I'm going to have to. Any advice on how to get him to stop all this without making it weird that I have to keep seeing him so much? Or like, what do I say about not going to the gym at the same time? Or should I just start going at random early times and hope he gets the hint? I really want to get all of this taken care of before I start working here full time in a few months, but I don't know how to shut him down. Is that the only place you can work? Put your resume out with the experience that you have and go somewhere else. At least start looking. Okay. That's not to say you're going to find something right away, but start looking now. And then change jobs. Once you do that, you'll work in a different location and then you can change gyms. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because you obviously don't know how to handle it and you let this go way too far. The first time he poked you, you were supposed to say, look, you put your hands on me again, we're going to go to HR for sexual harassment. Do not touch me, motherfucker. Don't throw paper clips down my shirt. Don't do anything to me that could even remotely be considered sexual. Keep your hands to yourself and keep all your items to yourself. You ain't shooting shit at me. It's nothing. I'm not interested in you. You some old geezer, and I'm here trying to work and make my money. See, that's what you should have done to shut him down, like right off the bat. Made everything real crystal clear. But you didn't do that. You didn't say nothing. I can just see you now. When he's doing it. Which, men are going to take that as encouragement because you're not saying no. You're not saying stop. You girls kill me with this, just going into, just doing whatever these men want and just accepting this bullshit. Man, I would have turned that office out. First time he poked me, asking you, does it hurt? And just turn around and slap the shit out and say, well, did that hurt? It's about the same thing. Fire on that motherfucker. These dudes, these guys, they just kill me, just bothering young girls at the job. None of you guys notice this? Every week now, I guess word must be spreading that I answer these kind of questions. It's like every week, there's at least one letter now where the girl is talking about some dude at her job messing with her. They just don't fucking know how to act at work. Always doing something inappropriate, unprofessional, and overtly sexual to the young female staff. Those of you who are managers, be on the lookout for this kind of stuff. Call the men into your office, call a meeting, and we go over the sexual harassment policies with them and make them sign a document that says they acknowledge what the policies are and make them do that every year so it stays fresh on their mind. So they can never say they didn't know, they forgot. Every year, you need to do this. They have companies that'll do it like a computer-based learning where you can just get a contract and they'll do it. They'll come in and your male employees will do it. You can make the female ones take it too, just to make everything even. But, generally the ones who are doing the sexual harassment, 20 to 1 are males to females. But these young girls just catch hell, But this is something I think that's really important for people who are managers to understand what's going on. And, the girls might not say anything. It's your job to be on the lookout for this kind of stuff. Look how they are around certain people. If you're an observant manager, you can tell her body language, the nervous look, the little tittered laughter and stuff, the nervous laughter that they have. She's not comfortable. in which case you need to observe who is making her act like that and call that young girl into your office and talk to her. Let her know that you got her back, that she has support, that this is inappropriate, and whoever's mobbing her, whatever they're doing, you probably will know. But I mean, that you're gonna take care of it for her and make sure she feels safe at work. That is a phase that you need to reiterate and drum into all your employees. Everybody needs to feel safe on the job. Okay, no woman should be feeling unsafe and fearful of being sexually harassed or threatened or anything like that at her place of employment. That is up to you as managers to make sure that that is addressed properly and swiftly. If you need to, and somebody has broken the code several times, fire that man. Don't have any problem doing that. But we need to know what you need is to not be sued for $2 million. That's what you need. Okay, get rid of those kind of people. They're high risk. And if they could do it to the staff, they'll do it to your clients too, and run off. You won't be wondering why your business accounts are leaving because you got all these nasty ass men that don't know how to fucking act on your payroll. You guys, whew, okay. So anyway, that's my answer for you. Look for another job and get the hell out of there. And in your next job, put up very firm and clear boundaries. Don't you go nowhere with nobody unless it's another female employee. Any man come trying to talk to you, say, look, I'm here for my work. That's all I'm here for. Thank you. Shut that shit down. Don't be grinning at nobody and don't be going nowhere with nobody. Okay. I don't care how friendly. Oh, he's so just friendly, this man. What part of no did you not understand? You say with a straight face. What part of no did you not understand? And they'll be like, oh, okay. You don't have to be like that. Obviously, I do because I said no, and you want to come back with something else, like to try to convince me. I'm not convinced. Leave me alone. I'm here to make my money. Then I'm going to go home. That's it. Okay. Then you say that to enough people, the word will spread and they'll leave you alone. But you got to do that from the very first day, the first time it happens. Okay. Don't be trying to be nice at the job. You're a young, attractive young girl. You can't be nice. You got to be a broom riding bitch, and then they'll leave you alone. Question number 15. This is a female, 22 to 27. She's African American from Memphis, Tennessee. I met this guy years ago, and we were reunited in the class more recently. We became fast friends, and he mentioned that he is glad that we've become such good friends, as it's hard to make close friends the older we get. I am also friends with his wife. They are both great people, and I'm happy they are in my life. And she put all happy faces and exclamation marks and stuff. However, sometimes I question whether his feelings are developing, but I don't know if I'm overthinking things as I often do. How can I tell if he's just being friendly or if he's interested in me? Here are some things that I've noticed. He will text me a couple of times a week to talk, just random things, usually goofy things, or ask me how I'm doing. He said he's interested in getting to know more about me. If we are in social situations, we have mutual friends, he will text me funny questions in response to what's happening in the room, but doesn't do that with anyone else. He'll give me compliments or do little acts of service when he can. I notice he tries to be close, whether that's parking by me or sitting close so we can talk. He's mentioned that I am a safe space and also that I remind him of his wife in a way. Now, writing this all out, it seems silly, but my friends have also made comments before jokingly. I should also mention that he speaks very highly of his wife and seems to adore her. It's very confusing. What do you think? I want to say that I have zero intention of ruining a marriage, and that's why I would like to see what other people think about this situation in order to see if I need to distance myself from this. I don't want to act hastily if this is just a normal friendship with a man that I'm just not used to. He just might be a little more sensitive than what I am used to. Thank you, ladies, for your input. Okay, well, what you have to do is never go anywhere where his wife is not. That's one thing. If you're in a situation and you're across the room and wife is on over there somewhere and he comes sidling up to you, make your way over to his wife. If he calls and texts you, don't respond. He's not your friend. It's nice that you guys get along and stuff, but this is very dangerous territory. Because I mean, it sounds like he has a little crush on you. I'm not saying it's anything dangerous. I'm not saying it's going to escalate, but it's inappropriate considering that you know his wife and you guys are all friends. She needs to trust you. Okay. This is very dangerous. I mean, like I said, he hasn't really done anything that you can really say is, over the top, but it's too much. It's a little too close. It's you're trying to develop intimacy that is inappropriate, and it's just displaced interest. Okay, so you tell him we're not going to do that, and I don't really want you to know that much more about me. If anybody wants to know more about me, I'll tell your wife. And keep mentioning his wife. Talk about his wife all the time. Ask him, does your wife know that you text me all this, and ask me all these questions and stuff? Because I don't want to be keeping any secrets from her. I don't want this to be, to give any kind of appearance of inappropriateness. Say stuff like that to him to let him know to back the fuck up. It's like you got to respond in kind because he's not really, it's not like he's being overt with it, but it's too much attention on a single woman that's not his wife and not his sister or, daughter or something like that. It's too much. So be very careful with this. I would back up and not spend so much time with him either. Because this is just, yeah, he's doing a little bit too much. Okay, so question 16, female, 22 to 27. She's white from Rochester, New Hampshire. Do they have black people in New Hampshire? Female, and she's writing about a female 45 and a male 50 are the other players, it says. Oh, interesting. So my dad passed away a few years ago. It was hard on everyone, but especially me, since we were close. Close. Sadly, about a year ago, my mom met someone new, let's just call him Jeff, and they hit it off. I made it clear that I didn't approve. Fortunately, I'm 24 and out of the house, but I still feel that's disrespectful to my dad. Why? He's dead. You tripping. Jeff tried to get me to warm up to him. When I made it clear I didn't want a relationship with him, he kept pushing, which only made me hate him more. He's also very affectionate to my mom, even when I'm around. Normally, I wouldn't mind, but he would go so far as grabbing her butt while she was making dinner. I just found it distasteful. 6 months ago, they announced that they were getting married. I was very upset, especially since my mom promised me that she would never remarry. I was and still am going through a lot at the time, so I couldn't give her the attention it deserved. But this past weekend, I decided to visit since it had been a while, and I was mentally drained from life. I went with no intention of causing a stir. When Jeff went to hug me, I played nice, but he held on for just too long. I was weirded out, but again, I didn't want to make an issue out of it. He continued to be overly friendly the rest of the evening. At dinner, we somehow got on the topic of children. Oh, why is this letter so long? He's an extremely sore subject for me, and my mom should know. Jeff says I only have a few more years and that I shouldn't let my trauma keep me from trying again soon. I found his comments extremely insensitive. He didn't know my daughter and my connection with her, and I'm certainly not going to rush things because of what he said. I almost blew up on him, but instead I just went to bed. The next morning while I was in the shower, I called for my mom because I had forgotten a towel. How you going to forget a towel? Your ass is 24 years old. I can't stand it when people use that weak excuse. You go in the bathroom with your underwear and your towel. Everybody does that. Okay? How you gonna be taking a shower and you don't have no towel? That's just stupid. He apparently was closer and thought that it was appropriate to run into the bathroom to hand me the towel. Well, when I got out of the shower, I couldn't find my underwear. That's when I got really mad. So much dude that I decided to leave early. While packing my car, Jeff wanted a goodbye hug. Maybe it was a mistake, but it felt like he was trying to feel my tatas against his chest or something. On the drive back, I left my mom a voicemail saying why I left and all the weird shit that Jeff did. I got a message later from my mom saying that I was trying to stir up trouble and that if I continued, I wouldn't be invited back. I don't want my mom marrying a creep, but if she's got to take his word over mine, then I'm not sure what I can do. Any suggestions? Just stay the hell away. You're a grown woman. If you were a teenager and you was forced to be in this environment, it would be another story. But you are a grown woman outside the house living on your own. You don't have to go to your mother's house to see her. Y'all can meet up somewhere and go to lunch. You can plan a girls' weekend and y'all can spend all the time in the world with just each other away from the house. There's all kinds of things that you can do with your mother that don't involve going to her house where he is. That's what you can do. Okay, if you still want to see your mother. So to think they feel like you have to go to that house and you have to spend a night and you have to shower there and all this kind of stuff, you don't have to do any of that. You're 24 years old. Again, a grown woman outside the house. So stay away from them. And you see how your mother is now. So if anything, if he did something super egregious to you, she would still be on his team. Keep that in mind. He now knows that he can get away with anything because she's going to believe him over you. Do you understand what danger you would be in now in that house? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Stay the fuck away from Jeff and your mama in that house. Don't let him come to your place. Don't let him go anywhere with you. And if he tries to hug you, just put your hand up, pop, and say no. Back up. I'm not trying to hug you, freak. Perv man. Pervy bird. Yeah, he's doing too much, and your mother's right in there with him. She just sprung or something. So you know what time it is. Stay your little ass away from that house and those people. Question number 17, male, 35 to 43. He's African American and Aquarius from Boston. I'm looking for advice. How do I tell my friend I'm 35 and she's 32, who seems to think that we're dating, that I don't like her like that? Can or would it be okay to just stay friends with her? That's a lot of questions, my brother. I don't believe I'm engaged in mixed signals with friends, but she has tried touching my face, my hair, my leg, and I told her it makes me uncomfortable. She told me that she loved me, and I told her, thanks, but I can't say that. I just enjoy spending time with you, but I'm not looking for a relationship. You said that weedy shit. I will correct you shortly. I told her I valued our friendship, but she told my mutual friend that she was crushed, so I gave her space. Then she invited herself to activities I was attending, then sent me a message about how she was hurt about me avoiding her. I don't want to hurt her. You need to hurt her. We'll get into that in a minute. I am also currently going through a long divorce, which might make her think that there's a chance afterwards and maybe later I'll feel differently. But the romantic feelings just aren't there. Not that it couldn't change in the future. Like I said, she's a great person. But I don't see her like that, and I haven't felt any inclination any other way. I don't want to send mixed signals and give false hope, but was trying to keep her as a friend. Is this even possible? How do I make my intentions clearer without being a horrible person? I also just recently found out from someone else that she has told other people that we're dating. I need some advice, please. Okay, let me go back to this long ass diatribe you wrote. Okay. How do you tell her that you don't see her like that? Okay, when she was touching you, you're supposed to take her hand and fling it off or do them karate moves. Boop, blocking to keep her hands off of you. Say, hey, don't do that. I'm not your man. Don't be touching me like that. That's all you had to say. But no, you're going to weenie out. Then she says, well, she loved you. And all you said was thanks, but I can't say that. I enjoy spending time with you, but I'm not looking for a relationship. Bullshit. Weak. What you were supposed to say is, well, you shouldn't be loving me because I'm not available to love you or anybody else. Not right now. But I'm just definitely not into you like that. You just a friend to me, and that's all it's going to ever be. But see, you didn't take the opportunity to be clear. You were just weenied out because you trying to not hurt her feelings. Fuck her feelings. Nobody told her to like you. Her liking you is putting a burden on you. Okay, so when it comes to something like that, then fuck the other person's feelings. We don't have time to worry about your feelings because you messing with my life now, my peace of mind, my mental health, my emotional health, by your burdens of liking me and telling me that you got hurt because I don't like you. Bitch, please. I done told you. It's not that kind of party. So if you want to be hurt about it here in the reality check that I already gave you again, that's on you. I don't have nothing to do with that. I would be such a brutal dude. I'd be like, I love you though. What you want me to do? I don't care what you do. That's your red wagon. Ride it. Just ride it into the sunset. But it's not gonna change shit over here because I don't love you. And then you're gonna throw that little bone, that thing, or you try to give people hope. Well, I just want to be friends. You're supposed to say no. We can't. You can't be friends with somebody that likes you. Are you out of your mind? Stop seeing this girl. Just leave her alone. Cut things off and leave her alone. And tell her that it's for her own good because she wants something that you're never going to give her. And she needs to start healing and you need to give her space. And you want the space too because her feelings and her emotions are burdening you. So she has to understand that this is a two-way street. You ain't going to be checking for her and you don't want her checking for you. Okay, now I know this may sound cold and you'd be like, oh my God, I couldn't talk to her like that. You better, or this is going to continue. She's going to keep trying to wheedle her way in, and you being a weenie, you just going to let her. I can't stand when I see weedy ass weak men. Get your shit together, sir. Question number 18, female 22 to 27. No location provided, it says. An ex-friend copied my jokes, my style, my phrases, my hair color, etc. I didn't bring it up because I thought it was harmless, but he turned my friend group against me by spreading lies, taking credit for things I did, and basically took my place in the group. It was like he wanted to be me, which was even weirder because he's a guy. I have other friends who copy things that aren't a big deal, but sometimes they play it off like they came up with it. Weird. You need new friends. How do I deal with copycats? Imitation is not flattering me to me. You cut them out your life. What is the problem here? Y'all don't know how to. Okay, you did say ex-friend. That's all you have to do if people are copycats. You don't have to take that. You don't have to be bothered with them. I don't understand why you feel like you got to suffer. Yeah, single white female that's single white male. I don't understand why you don't just, move on from people like this when you can see they're toxic and confused. I cannot. Question number 19. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's African American from San Diego, California. I have a whole history of abuse and harassment through adolescence, so I have made it a priority to avoid any and all circumstances that can potentially lead to situations with men, specifically, both in and outside the workplace. This coworker in particular has been part of a multiple conversations where I have emphasized that I would never date a coworker under any circumstance. I was hoping this was overreaching, but establishing enough of a boundary to cut off my any semblance of but maybes, end quote. But despite this, despite them even explicitly acknowledging that they knew, I hate this when they don't say he or she, they say they. They is multiple, goddamn it. Stop falling into this trap of identifying everybody as they, gender neutral. A man is a he, a woman is a she. Get the fuck over it. Stop calling people they. Oh, this drives me crazy. I'm just in a bad mood today. That's what it is. I'm in a bad mood. This is get these people that are in the column this week are getting on my last nerve. Oh, okay, I knew I wouldn't appreciate this. He asked me out anyway because, quote, I have to do this for myself. I sent a respectful message back rejecting him, deleted the message he sent me, and have been feeling strange all day. It bothers me that he knew I wasn't comfortable but asked anyway. Is there more I should be doing? I wanted to talk to my manager without naming names, but that seems like overkill. Any advice would be much appreciated. Thank you. You've been feeling strange all day. Why? It bothers you that he knew but and wasn't comfortable but asked you anyway because that's what men do. See, but when you have a man like this and a woman says no, to him it's not. He's not going to accept no. To him, to these kind of dudes, no is the beginning of a negotiation. Detente. He at the bargaining table. That's what he thinks. So you send him a very respectful message, but you know what you should have done? You should have said, what part of no did you not understand? Or not never and all this stuff did you not understand? Leave me alone. Don't be harassing me and tell all your other buddies the same thing. Anybody does this to me again, I'm going straight to HR and filing a sexual harassment claim because I already told you I don't do stuff like that. And you're ignoring my no. That's what you should have told him back. And then he would have understood. But you being all delicate and respectful and all this kind of shit. When somebody doesn't respect you, why would you waste time respecting them back? What is that? That's what women have, that nice syndrome. I always want to be nice. You're supposed to light his fucking ass up. Said, I told you when I first got here, I would never date anybody on this goddamn job. And that includes you, motherfucker. What part of that do you not get? You think you some kind of special snowflake? You ain't. Same applies to you as applies to everybody else. It ain't happening. Now, then add that part, like I said, about if anybody doing something like this against you, better spread the word to your friends. Because next time I get anything like this or hear anything like this, I'm going to HR. Now, okay, come hard on them. Stop trying to be fucking nice all the time. You young girls have got to be harder. You've got to harden up. You got to get, I don't know, you said you had a lot of history of abuse and stuff in harassment in your younger years. That should have steeled you to this kind of stuff. Makes you like not take no shit from nobody. Okay? So you don't have to be nice when they disrespected you, which is what he did. You already had said that you don't want to do it. And he's like, well, I'm going to do it anyway because I have to do this for me. So that means he's doing it to totally disregarding your boundary. That was why you didn't have to be nice or respectful. You should have lit his ass up. Okay? Keep that in mind. Question number 20. A male, 28 to 34, from Aurora, Illinois. The female, also 28 to 34. We have been going out for about 2 months now and about to go on our 6th date. We go out just about every weekend and text every day from when we wake up until we go to sleep. Pretty general question, and I know that there's going to be a lot of views from you and the squad, but is it weird, alarming, odd, or normal that we haven't been to each other's house yet and haven't had eggplant yet? We generally go out, we make out, and then we leave. There hasn't been anything at all from her, though words and actions implies that she wants to have, through words or action that implies that she wants to have eggplant right now. I'm asking this because she hasn't given me a single bit of a hint that she wants to sleep together or even invite me to her place. Is she just defensive and guarded after her last relationship about a year ago? Like, I don't know what to do or think, and I don't want to push it on her or awkwardly ask because in case she gets weirded out or upset that I'm bringing it up. I feel like I should just let her be when she's ready. I'm sure if she isn't serious about us, we wouldn't be doing this for 2 months from now. So in only 2 months, in 2 months, you've only been on 6 dates. That's why you don't have no booty. In 2 months, that's 8 weeks. Even if you went out once a week, that would be 8 times, not 6. Texting is not dating. Phone calls are nice, but they augment the date. They don't substitute for the date. Texting is not a date. Okay? So you only laid eyes on the woman 6 times in 2 months, and you wonder why you don't have no booty? You don't deserve any. You haven't formed the kind of relationship that someone who's being cautious would even think about that going to that level with you yet. It hasn't been established yet if you've only seen her less than once a week, sir. So I suggest if you want to move to that level, you start seeing her like definitively every week, right? Up the ante, spend more time together. If you want an opportunity to invite her over to your house, why she got to invite you to hers? You take the initiative. About date 10 is good, so you got a few more to go. Invite her to your house. Then you're going to cook dinner and play Parcheesi. Be more creative than Netflix and chill. Make it Scrabble. I don't know. What game board games do people play? Dominoes. Something. Strip poker. Do something creative. But yeah, that's what I would do if I were a guy. I wouldn't be too pressed to do you got to spend time knowing somebody. What if she was like a psycho stalker or something? And you whipped it on real good, and then she just became a stalker and wanted to hunt you down and ruin your life. Just be patient. Take your time. Get to know people. It's great that y'all dating and having fun and texting all day and all that shit. But are you really having good conversation where you're getting to know this person when you talk to her on the phone, or y'all just text back and forth stupid stuff? I just like, somebody help me. Help me. Okay, let's move on. Question number 21. Male in the 20 to 34 age group. He's from Hobart, Australia. When my girlfriend gets finished with work, she works at a 9 to 5 desk job. She acts cold and rude towards me. Right after work, she will go on a walk, go to the gym, or go to the pool, come back and stay in the bedroom watching TV for the rest of the evening. I always ask her if she wants to watch a movie or go somewhere, and she says no. I have asked her a few times if she's upset at me about something, and she says, I'm not mad at you. I just had a very stressful day at work, and I need some alone time. If I ask what she wants for dinner, she says, I have no idea. I'll figure something out. When she works at home the same day as me, I can feel the coldness from another room. She will be at her desk, and I will hear the huffing, puffing, and sigh noises. If I go into the kitchen and make something that makes even the slightest bit of noise, like opening or closing a cabinet, I hear the sighing and huffing, puffing even more. Eventually, she will say, can you please do that later? In a rude tone. I finally just had to go into my office 5 days a week to avoid the BS. I get it. We all have stressful days at work, but the issue is that this happens every single day. I was a middle school teacher for several years and had to deal with preteens, and teens and caring parents, and I had fewer bad days than she does. The problem also is that she brought this on herself. About a month ago, she volunteered to do extra projects when she was already busy with her normal work, and now she's literally swamped and being nasty to me. In a nice way, I told her that I think it's a bad idea for her to take on extra projects when she's already swamped. I also explained that she should leave work at work and forget about it when she's done. She said, I'm not like you. It's hard for me to hold in my feelings. I had a stressful day, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this letter's too fucking long. I'm going to skip some. My girlfriend also has bad anxiety, which I think is what is causing this behavior. She also has issues with wanting acceptance, recognition, and praise from other people because her parents didn't give her enough when she was growing up. I'm skipping some of this because it's too long. She really needs to see a therapist for her anxiety, but says that they don't know what I'm going through, and talking about it isn't going to help me in any way. I should add that she wasn't really this way before taking on these extra projects. Maybe once or twice a week she has stressful days and acting like this, but never now it's every day. What would you do? I would leave her. I would be gone like a turkey through the cone. Gobble, gobble. That would be me. I'm not taking this. You're not going to be yelling at me, talking to me like I have a tail because you decided to take on extra work and stress yourself the fuck out. That don't have shit to do with me. Okay, the relationship with me should not be impacted by your choices to do dumb shit because you want praise and recognition and acknowledgement from some other people outside yourself. That don't have shit to do with me. That would be me. And then I'd be like, yeah, well, when you get yourself together, check me out. But if I'm still single, then, I'll holler at you. But I'm out of here. And that would be gone. Let her figure it out. She want to be telling you all and talking to you all rude and snappy and shit like that. No, that's inappropriate. It's inappropriate. It's like you didn't sign on for that. I wouldn't go for that. Yeah, I would just leave her there in her misery. That's what I would do. But see, that's why I didn't get me married. Because I don't want to be bothered with stuff like this. And dude, you're not married. So you really don't have no problem with just packing your stuff and leaving. Question number 22, female 22 to 27 from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I just want to share a story to warn other women that they should listen to their inner voice. Okay, not an advice question. Oh, I don't know what to say. So I went on the worst date ever tonight. I ignored some yellow flags and agreed to meet up with this guy who kept me waiting for an hour. And you stayed? Initially, he told me he was going to be 17 minutes late. Then he was parking. Then he was stuck in a line of cars. Then he was walking from a few blocks away. And before I knew it, an hour had passed. I drove 40 minutes, navigated the same parking issues and event traffic as him, and I was on time. He was 20 minutes away and still managed to be an hour late. When he finally arrived, I was in the best restroom. He called and texted me, but I was occupied. Instead of waiting for me to respond, he walked around the restaurant for 2 minutes and then he left. I came out of the restroom to see the missed calls and texts and called him back, and he's like, "Oh, I'm headed back to my car. I'm coming back." Then the hostess interrupted me and asked if I was waiting for a date. I said yes. He's on the phone and thank you. And instead of saying okay, good, and walking away, she waits until I got off the phone to say this to me. Turns out he came in, did all that, was douchey to the wait staff when they said they hadn't seen me, and then said, "Oh well, I'll just find someone better," and then left after I waited for him for an hour. Two other wait staff stopped me and were like, "Were you waiting for a date?" That guy was a douchebag. When I confronted him in person, he was apologetic for being late and for leaving, but lied about saying that. As I'm walking away, another waiter, I overheard the conversation, was like, "Wow, what a jerk." So thanks, guys, for letting me know because I probably would have tried to be nice and continued the date. Lessons learned, always follow your instincts. Okay, I don't really get the point of all of this, but where you had instinct of the yellow flags that you ignored, is that what you're talking about? You didn't say what the yellow flags were. But the bottom line is, okay, somebody's going to be that late and he's telling you all these different versions of a story. You can't put together that he's lying. You were supposed to tell him, look, after 10 minutes, 15 minutes at the most, you say, look, obviously this is not going to work for you on your schedule. Let's do this another time. Then I would have went to the bar area sat there and ate and had myself a cocktail or two, and then I would have left. Because if I'm all dressed up and stuff and, I'm out, I'm going to make the best of it. But I enjoy my own company, so I, wouldn't have a problem with that. And you can always talk to the bartender. They're always very chatty. So I just don't see the problem here. Yeah, an hour. Question 23, male, 34 to 42. He's African American from High Point, North Carolina. I am 38 and currently going through a divorce. My wife, for lack of better terms, decided she didn't like the responsibility of marriage and having to communicate everything to each other. Yes. She decided that she wanted out. I was devastated. The fortunate part is we are on good terms still, and our divorce will be simple and straightforward. Okay, well, then what's the problem? Here's the second part. This is my second divorce. I got married at 20, stupid I know, and my first wife ended up cheating on me. We had a young son together, and most of my life past that point consisted of being a single dad, working hard, and finishing college. It was a trying and difficult time in my life. Thankfully, my son didn't suffer really at all because of it. His mother and I were able to get through our divorce without any of the ugliness that typically happens when kids are involved. My son is still a big part of my life. I get to see him 5 to 6 times a year now. This is because he lives down in Florida and I'm in North Carolina. I didn't get into my relationship with my second wife until probably 12 years later. Currently, I want to try and date eventually again after my divorce is finalized, and I wonder if it's even worth it. I have always preferred committed relationships. At this point, I don't think I could ever marry again or justify it as a wise decision. I have a good career and love what I do, so I leave it at that. My question with this post is, of given my history, how reluctant would women in the current dating scene be dating a guy who's twice divorced? I realize it doesn't look so good. I accept that and understand. I would feel the same in their shoes. Anyway, thanks in advance. Okay, I'm wondering why. Did you have any kids with the second chick? If not, that never happened. That didn't happen. That was a mistake that just we erased from our memory banks. The marriage that you have to admit to is the first one where you had the son. And that would be that. I would be like, we're going to say, well, how many times you been married? Who asked that? People just usually say, were you ever married? Yes, yes, I was married and divorced. I have a son. Bingo. Who's going to say, well, were you ever married again? Nobody's going to do that. So keep your mouth shut. You don't need to go spilling your guts and telling people all your business like that. Don't say it. No one needs to know. It's over. Okay? She gonna be over where she is doing what she does. Like I said, you didn't mention any kids, right? No children. So there's no reason to bring her up. It didn't work. She didn't want to be married and you did. You was devastated, but you get over it. I just what she say, it depends. Yeah, we all have baggage, but I still would tell anybody I've been divorced twice. None of her damn business how many times. All she needs to know is that you've been divorced. Right? You were married before, you're not. That's all she needs to know. Now how many times that happened is irrelevant. She got to try to figure out if she likes you for the man that you are now. Okay? In spite of whatever happened to you before, who you present yourself to be today is the man that she would be choosing or not. So that what happened with other women is irrelevant. Like I said, you have to admit to the one where you had a kid. So, you don't want to present yourself as a baby daddy, just dropping babies right and left everywhere, because that's like, ugh. So you were properly married, you and your wife had a son, and there you go. And you got married young, you prefer a committed relationship. Let her know that. I married when I was 20, and, this is, I was young, I was silly, I didn't know what to do about it, but I've always preferred committed relationships. Trust me, if you do that, it's like redirecting. You don't redirect her attention to what lies in the future versus what lies in the past. Okay, we talk about that. You say I've always preferred committed relationship to a woman who wants a relationship. She gonna be hanging on your every word. You got a good job, and as long as you don't look stupid and ugly and like you got yourself together. You in there, my brother. Question number 24. Female, 22 to 27. This broke weird on the page. 22 to 27, Sagittarius from Allentown, Pennsylvania, and she's African American. My best friend and I chat a lot. I'm single, So I'll tell her if I had a date and how it went. I'll share with her my pitfalls and concerns about the guys that I meet. I'll ask advice sometimes. She's happily married. I'll mention to her how one guy doesn't have a good or solid career. Maybe a guy isn't goal oriented. Maybe the guy has financial issues or lacks a solid place of his own. I mean, we are 30, and now that's a concern for me. She'll make me feel bad telling me it isn't about money or career, that it's about the person, and that I shouldn't think so materialistically, that it should be about them as a person and not what they have. And then she reminds me how when she met her now husband, he wasn't even working. He had no money, how they barely could go out to eat or go on dates even now. They do free things together. They only go camping because it's cheap. And how she accepted that he didn't have a lucrative career and never will, but that she accepts and loves him. Well, good for her. She then tries to convince me to settle for these guys, and then I'm not happy, and it always ends. I feel so selfish that maybe I am materialistic, as she says. But is it wrong for me to want more in life? I want more, and I really work hard for my money to afford my nice home, to take the occasional nice vacation, not in a tent. I want more for my future children, and I'm not unreasonable. I'm not looking for a guy who drives a Porsche or something, just someone who works hard and wants to have a good life like me. I'm not rich, but I want to be able to get my kids new school shoes, go on vacation, and get them nice Christmas presents. My parents worked so hard to do that for me. We weren't rich, but we were comfortable. I also find that when you meet someone, the lifestyle they are living is a good key indicator of the life you'll have with them. If you meet a guy who is lazy, it's rare to see that certainly not be that way when you are together. Is my friend right? Are my standards too high? No, your friends are too low. I mean, it's nice that she found a guy that she loves. Don't get me wrong. It's nice that she was willing to compromise whatever she dreamed she was to have for a broke, busted motherfucker. I mean, I'm good for her. She deserves a round of applause for that. I mean, she's happy, so she can be happy. But what makes her happy does not have to be what makes you happy. Stand your ground, be a grown woman, and when she tries to convince you of that, say, friend, we're different people. We look different, we talk different, we live different. And I'm not saying it's better or worse, it's just different. I choose not to live the way that you're trying to promote to me. I don't want a man who's not working. I don't want the things that you're talking about. I refuse to exert energy into that kind of situation. Now, it worked out really well for you, but just in millions of women, it doesn't work out, and I don't want to be in that camp. I'm not willing to gamble with my future like you did. You won. Your bet was well placed. But everybody ain't you, and everybody's not going to be as lucky as you, and everybody can't take the chances that you took. So I'm not going to do that. I want a man who I can see is on the path to where I need him to be. And then you just say that to her. She's entitled to say, have her opinion about it, but you just keep saying, that's not what I want to do. And you don't need to justify it or, do anything. I mean, you just stick to your guns and pick the man that's going to work for you. It's not hard. You want a man who's, more what they call that equally yoked. I don't have a problem with it personally. Question number 25. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She is white from the Pisces from San Rafael, California. I may be wrong, but I feel like my boyfriend has some kind of need to put me down. If I tell him that some guy smiled at me on the street, he asked, really? Even when you were looking like that? When we were watching some nonsense video clip where people were ranking each other by looks, he said that he would rank me as a 6. When I showed pictures with my friend's kid, he said, is that really you? Really nice picture. I couldn't recognize you from that. Then he started to talk about how he didn't recognize me from my Facebook profile picture either. And that's a really nice photo of me. Usually profile pictures are. I don't use Photoshop or filters, but I've been talking about how insulting these kind of comments are. He just can't see it. My self-esteem is not going to be damaged from his words, but I think that kind of behavior is damaging to our relationship. I would like to feel loved and respected, but this feels just bad and unrespectful. You mean disrespectful, unrespectful, she wrote. Any opinion? All these comments have been said within a month, and none of these would be so bad if they were the only ones. He calls me beautiful when I'm wearing lots of makeup or just before he wants some eggplant. What should I do? You should start firing back on him. Okay, let's see. Some guy smiled at me on the street. He asked, really? When you were looking at that? Okay, what could you have said? First of all, I mean, okay, let's rewind this. Why would you tell him that? What are you fishing for? Compliments? And that's just such an odd thing to say. That's what just woke me up from while I'm trying to think of a snarky response. I'm like, well, why would you tell him that some guy smiled at you on the street? That sounds so juvenile, stupid. So let's just move past that one because you shouldn't have done that. So he gave you the answer that statement deserved, a stupid one. Okay, so you watching some nonsense video where people ranking each other by looks, and he said he would rank you a 6, and you say, well, I would rank you a 4, maybe 4.5 on a good day. So you're still doing better than what you should be because I'm way above you, right? Then when I showed pictures of my friend's kid, he said, is that really you? I couldn't recognize you from that. You should have asked him why not. You sure be recognizing me when you want to stick your dick, but you then all of a sudden you don't recognize me? What you trying to say? Oh, just clown him a little bit. And then he says, you keep telling him that these kind of things are insulting. You're supposed to teach him by example. See, when you have a man like this, they don't learn from you complaining. They only learn when you stab them in the heart back with some sharp barbed wire words. So anytime he says something about you, you got to start blabbing, start firing back at him. You didn't say anything about what he looks like or anything, so I can't really give you any ideas there. But there's something about him that he's sensitive about. Like his hair is thinning, he's too skinny, he's too fat, trying to lose. There's something about him that he doesn't like. Whatever that thing is, you hammer on it until it puts him into a coma. You hammer on it. Like say he's skinny and he's like overweight or something. You're gonna call him like Puff and Stuff, Pillsbury Fresh Doughboy, or I don't know, a Keebler Elf, Pooh. And yeah, you looking kind of pooish. That's my favorite thing to tell men when they be having they have a belly. I say, why are you looking kind of pooish, don't you think? And they're like, pooish. I'm like, yeah, as in Winnie the. I have broken down many men with that one because they be trying to act like they real. But look at my legs. My legs are as hard as they were and firm as they were when I was in high school. Yeah, but look at that gut. You can't even barely see your legs unless you look in the mirror because you can't see over that gut. That gut is talking. It look like you ate a watermelon or some shit. What happened? And it'd be hard too. You know what I mean? It'd be hard. You hear it just like a drum. I mean, on their belly. Don't talk about me because I'm just let loose on you and hurt your feelings. So I'm just giving you some ideas, and I do it with laugh because they be trying to think that they're gonna clown somebody. I'm like, oh, is that what we doing? Is that what we doing? We clowning folks? Oh, let me put on my red nose and my clown shoes and go to work because I'm getting ready to make this a whole circus starring you. And then I just start talking. But I feel like once somebody takes, they go there. I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna step on your head and go even higher. That's what we're gonna do. So that's what I always tell dudes. Don't get started. Let's not start this. Because when they say one thing, I say, okay, is that what we doing? That's what we doing? You sure? That's what we doing. And some of them be like, no, I'm sorry. But the brave ones be like, well, what you talking about? It was no big deal until I light them up and start talking about them too. Or you talk about their kids. You talk about their mother, their baby mamas. You just talk about their job that they have, they don't make no money, always broke, but going to work every day. Should have stayed your ass in school. Uneducated piece of shit. What you doing? When's the last book you read? Some comic book or something. Stuff like that. Just whatever you have to say, you just say it and just clown it. But then that's why, they need to feel the humiliation and the hurt that they levied on you. Too many women just let them get away with that and go run and cry and talk to their friends and cry about it or write me about it and stuff. No, light their asses up. Light them up. Give them a dose of their own medicine. Better yet, give them 3 doses. For each one he gives you, give him 3. Just light him up and have him crushed. That's what he would deserve. So you've been way too nice to this clown, letting him just zing you like this. And you say it's not going to damage your self-esteem. Well, it will eventually if you keep it up. So zing him a few times and see if he corrects his behavior. If not, then you need to leave this relationship. Question number 26 is our final question of the day, and it looks long. It's long. Yeah, I'm a firm believer. I told you I fight fire with a flamethrower. We're not doing that fight fire with fire thing. That is too weak. Yeah, just, I don't know. These dudes, yeah, that they call it negging. Yeah, just make them suffer, suffer. Okay, let's see. This is the last question of today. We did pretty good on time, huh? Okay, male, 28 to 34. He's Asian from Alameda, California. And the person he's writing about is a female, 28 to 34, who is Caucasian. Deb, thank Candace for picking my letter. I seriously need some advice. I am 30 years old and have been dating this 28-year-old woman for just over a year. At this point, it is too much drama and I want to break up with my girlfriend, but I really don't know how because I feel like I'm busting a bubble. She ignores my concerns and to her, everything is perfect. She acts like everything is so wonderful and she's so happy, but there are some glaring issues in our relationship. And when I tell her I'm unhappy or try to talk about it, she shrugs it off. She wants to brush things under the rug and tells me that I'm the perfect boyfriend and she's so in love with me, etc., etc. But I'm at the point now where I realize there's no fixing things because she refuses to hear me or have any real discussions about the problems. She's very distant, yet she claims that she's in love. I feel as if she's almost waiting for me to break up with her, but the things she says make me feel like she'd make me the bad guy for doing it and hate me, which I don't want. I love her a lot and I wish we could fix things, but God, I feel like I'm drowning and like I'm the only one who cares and I'm sick of it. I just basically simply don't know what to do. Please help me untie this knot in my head. She's always constantly happy and carefree, and I feel like me bringing up our relationship problems is always putting things in a dour way. Like I'm the weird one for having issues when things are, quote, perfect. Okay, so she's that kind that likes to skip through daisies and pretend like she's in a Disney movie. And that's all you have to tell her, my young Asian brother. You're gonna have to sit home, girl, down. And if she don't want to sit down, then send her ass an email. Pack up all her shit that's at your house and bag it up so that when she comes over, you can give it to her. Or you can send her a text, your closing argument, then you can tell her you're gonna have her step by the door and come and get it. If you don't get it by, something such a date, I'm gonna throw it in the dumpster. That's your two choices. So you tell her, just like, look, I've tried to talk to you about these problems and you just want to skip around like there's butterflies and daisies everywhere. And I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. It's so fucking unrealistic. You want to live like you Thumper in a Disney movie or something. And I'm not about that life. So we're going to break up. We're going to break up because I need a woman who's going to hear me, who's going to be responsive to me and work on our relationship together, not hide her head in a paper bag and act like everything is so perfect. You do that and it drives me fucking crazy. I can't stand it. So I don't know what kind of love this is that you have, but it's not making me feel good at all. And I don't want to feel like this anymore. And I don't want to look at you anymore either. So I'm gonna put your stuff by the door. Come get it. Don't ask me shit. I'm not gonna change my mind. Don't beg me. Don't cry. Don't do nothing. I'll put your shit. Tell me when you're on your way. I'll sit your shit outside the door. You can just pick it up without saying anything. Now, there's no point in this. I know what you're talking about. So people that's like they just want to live. They have a script in their head. That's what it feels like. They have a script in their head, and You're in a starring role of their drama. So things have to go according to the script. I know exactly what you're talking about. Things have to go according to the script, and you talking about a problem is not in the script. So she can't do that because that would be going off character. She's got this play going in her mind, and you're ruining the play. She's in Act 3, and you trying to be in Act 5, and she don't want that. Yeah, these kind of people, I can't. They live in a fairyland of their own making, a fantasy land, and it's just not cool. So I understand, but you're gonna have to find the courage, and you're gonna have to stop being afraid of looking like the bad guy. You know what? Looking like the bad guy in a relationship that already ended, there's no problem there. It's not like you're gonna get fired from your job. You're not gonna get some money. You're gonna get evicted or something. It's not an issue. Okay? Who gives a shit if she makes you look like the bad guy? Wear that hat proudly, because otherwise you would be stuck in the sick, twisted drama that she's got you playing in. So be the bad guy. Be it happily and be proud. Say, yeah, I'm the bad guy. I did it. I broke up with her because she was driving me crazy with her fantasy Disney life. I'm not about living like that. Okay? Get you a sister. That's what you need. All these fine black women in Oakland and you dealing with some knucklehead. What's wrong with you? That's why you miserable. You need somebody who can be real with you. You that kind of dude. You want reality. Get you a black woman. You be all happy and grinning and shit. Okay? That's what you need to do. Now, what we have Sunday. Okay, you guys remember last Sunday we did this show, right? This was our Sunday sermon. If you have not listened to that video, please check it out. It was very, very, very interesting. We talked about this study where 52 married black men shared their opinions about why there's so many single black women and what could be done about it, what the problem is, and what could be done to turn things around, right? Okay, but on a coin, there's always two sides to every story. So then we're going to do this one this Sunday. And I found some studies that said that single, child-free women are richer and happier than anybody else in the country. They have more than any other women, right? They're happier and they have more money. They are the ones that are doing the moving and the shaking, the traveling and just doing stuff. It's the women who are not settled down with a man and not struggling with some badass kids. Okay, so we're going to talk about that on this coming Sunday. And then I'm going to try to get in here and do this on Friday because we'll see what happens. We have what's supposed to be our last Dusty News Network show. Then this Friday night will be the last one of the season. So I hope that you can come through and enjoy laughing with us during that time. That'll be Friday night. And then we'll be back on Sunday, like I said, with the show talking about single women being richer and happier than any other demographic of women. I thought that was just hella interesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Again, if you want to submit your question for an upcoming What the Fuck Tuesday, look in the show description down below. Click the link and submit your question. Just fill in the form and press send. Candace will consider your letter and it will appear in an upcoming column or something like that. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.